Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the FrameRate Podcast, Episode 8. We are nearing the end of this season. So far, I've been enjoying this. It feels nice to come back to doing these. Honestly, one of my favorite personal things to do, especially during my streaming hiatus. With me today, I have James and Jester here. You guys have seen them before on the show. James, I think, has been in legit every episode except for the first two we made last year. And obviously, Jester is here again because, once again, he was not voted off.
Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I am too. But I guess the 60-year-old... Yeah, we want to give a shout-out. We looked at our status for our podcast. There is a 60-plus person watching this, and we just want to give a shout-out to whoever that is. Thank you for... Thank you for using your retirement to listen to us banter about video games.
Video games, bro.
Video games. I want to go play the video games. Mom said it's my turn on the third monitor.
Back in my day, we only had Paul.
Back in my day, video games were on Channel 3. True story. I'm that old. Anyway, so a little fun shout out there. Today's topic we got for you guys is a little interesting title. I'm still working on the title as of recording this. I just finished lunch. Basically, I want to talk about what happened with the global pandemic and the failure of a certain game that caused an entire company to halt all their game releases and delay them massively. Now, this obviously doesn't have to be just about that. This is just the best example I could think of. So basically, what we're talking about is when a company delays games, should they do it because one of their games failed, even though it's a completely different type of game? Or, sorry. And was it the right call once the delayed game finally came out? I know, very confusing title. I was trying my best to word it correctly. That's why I only got two people here, because nobody knew what the hell I was talking about.
We still don't know what the hell he's talking about.
So
yeah, I'm still quite confused on what the fuck is going on. I don't know where I am. I have a bag over my head.
A bag and a mic, and I told him to speak. If he doesn't start speaking, he's gonna get a mouse trap on his toe.
He's got a gun to his head.
Really understand? We can't afford an actual gun, so it's a squirt gun, and he just doesn't know.
It's an airsoft gun.
It's an airsoft gun. It's the flintlock airsoft I have. So anyway, instead of me trying to explain the title to you guys, why don't we just get into the example that I'm trying to tell you guys. So for anyone who's watching on YouTube, you can see the logo. We got Watchdogs on there. This is one of the topics. So basically, what I am trying to have a discussion with you guys is that, so in 2019, Ubisoft released a little game. You might have heard of it. It didn't really do anything. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And that game did so bad, and I have the title of the article right here. That game did so bad, or they call it an underperformance. Ubisoft delayed its entire 2020 roster after Ghost Recon Breakpoint's underperformance. Basically, the game fucking flopped. And basically, when that happened, games like Watchdogs Legion was delayed. Far Cry 6 is delayed and is still delayed. Rainbow Six Siege's event mode. James, you might be able to help me with that one. There's like isn't there a giant event mode coming out for that game that everyone's waiting for?
I think it might have already happened. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think that already happened. Yeah, it already happened.
It already happened, but it did get delayed. I just can't remember the name of it.
Yes, it did get
I don't either.
And basically,
poison event or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was something. It was zombies, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
It was something zombies. And basically, all this stuff got a bunch of stuff off Ubisoft's games got delayed, whether it was till 2021 or it was just till the end of the year. Now, to use this for my example of explaining, Watchdogs Legion was one of the games that got delayed. It got delayed till, I believe, November. I got it sometime last year. And when it came, they delayed all these games because they wanted to improve the quality of the games. Well, when Watch Dogs Legion came out, yeah, there was not a lot of bugs. The game was still boring as shit. So, I'm just curious. what was the point of this delay? Was it just to make it more quality when it comes to running? Or were you actually trying to change your ways? Like, let's say that they didn't delay the game. What would Watchdogs Legion look like right now then? Like, would it be even more bare bones than it already is? And
what I'm curious about.
Go for it. Go for it.
I was gonna ask what caused Ghost Recon to be a flop. Was it the bugs or was it?
So I can go into a little bit of detail. So basically, the reason Ghost Recon flopped is because, excuse me, sorry, I just had lunch literally 5 minutes ago. So basically, well, we were gonna film this near the evening, but somebody has to disappear early.
A couple of us had to disappear, and no one wants to do it with you.
Yep. Basically, so what happened with Ghost Recon Breakpoint is that Wildlands, we have to go back to Wildlands. Wildlands, when it came out, it was alright. Then they started releasing content for the game, of course, all paid DLC. Then the game started getting really good. It was like, alright, this is what it should have been. Yeah, I'm liking this. Well, then Breakpoint was released, and Breakpoint basically was going to be like, you're trapped on an island, and you're being hunted by these elite forces. Like, it's supposed to be like a survival... It was supposed to be like a survival shooter. And holy hell, were we excited. This was big. Then we started hearing about stuff. No AI teammates. You know, the teammates you all love in Wildlands? Gone. Get the fuck out of here. No! Basically, they took those away. That was a big red flag. The next thing was that we were going to hear that there was a loot system, like the Division. And everyone got confused. They're like, well, if I want to play a looter shooter, I'll just play Division. And then Ubisoft was like, no, fuck you. It's going in this game too. Then bugs. Then the lack of content on release. Basically, the game flopped 100%.
The game wasn't finished.
Oh, it wasn't. You could tell because when the DLCs come out. So basically, when the game first came out, there was episode 1, and it had a good amount of missions. Frankly, they were all the same. Like, that was an issue. Yeah, it was very repetitive, which is okay because it's an open world. You can choose how you want to go in there and shoot, which is okay. I like that. That's why I like Ghost Recon Wildlands. And basically, yeah, it was just... It felt like they lied to us what it was going to be. Nobody wanted the RNG. Everyone wanted the teammates, so it flopped. When it flopped, Ubisoft took action because they were getting a lot of shit. Like, I don't know what the publishers, I don't know what the higher-ups were thinking, you know, the people that don't work on the game but decide how it's going to be funny. I don't know what they were thinking, but basically, the best way I can explain how Ubisoft felt was that, basically, it was the Great Depression for Ubisoft. Like, their stock plummeted. I heard. Let me say that before anyone yells at me and says I'm wrong. I believe their stock dropped, and that's why they halted all their games. They're like, okay, we can't keep doing this. So
Actually, the stock only dropped by 3%.
Either way, Ubisoft got a real bad rep. Worse than they already have. What? Yes, it was Rainbow Six Quarantine. I just saw it on the article. It was never specifically nailed down, but because of Breakpoint, they delayed it. So basically, yes, that's why Breakpoint delayed. Then Watchdogs Legion came out, and as I said, it still felt like there was nothing to do in it. So I was basically curious what you guys think of. What's the point of delaying a game if another game fails? If you're not gonna do anything. Like, do you think this was maybe just a publicity stunt for Ubisoft to make it look like they care?
I think that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I mean, you're not wrong. We all do play For Honor.
Yeah.
But you said that when the game came out, Watchdogs, it had no bugs. They basically cleaned the
It had a
bugs off
few, yeah. And all the bugs that I could see were not bad. It was like, oh, the guy was sitting on air. And like I said, it was rare for it to happen.
So I can see a game being delayed because of a previous game's flop. If you see what happened to the other game and why it flopped, and you're trying to make sure it doesn't happen to this next game, but it doesn't sound like that's what they did.
So nobody can deny the fact that yes, they did clean up the bugs in their games for Watchdogs Legion. I don't know. Rainbow Six Quarantine was delayed, but Rainbow Six also works, so can't really put that in there.
Rainbow Six Siege is their moneymaker. That's the one game they actually care about.
Yes, that is very true.
For Honor is one of their moneymakers, but not nearly as much. They just kind of throw shit at the For Honor community and say, hey, have at it, boys.
Please pay.
The little kids with the Lego box while the other guys are construction workers.
Right. So basically, it's just, it's curious. Far Cry 6 also got delayed, and I know that when we all saw the actors for Far Cry 6, or basically who are playing who, I know that people's heads fucking exploded. I forget the actor's name, and I do apologize. But I remember when we saw him as the main villain, people freaked out. They're like, oh my god, this could actually be a good Far Cry game. And then it got delayed. Now, Far Cry 6 is currently not out at the time of this recording because now it's being delayed again because of coronavirus. Which...
You can't really use it as an excuse at this point when everyone there is above the age to get the vaccine.
So that's my thing. So remember, we won't go into vaccine details, but remember the vaccine doesn't stop you from getting COVID. It just lessens the symptoms. By the way. But yeah, let's stay away from that topic for now, because unfortunately, that's a controversial thing now, which is weird. So basically, I do agree with you, James, that I don't think COVID should really be an excuse anymore. At this point, I think Ubisoft is just kind of delaying and trying to see if they can make money off their current games. Rainbow Six is still being updated. For Honor is still being updated. For Honor actually just got a bigger budget this year, especially over last year, which was, you could tell. So I'm just curious, is this the right thing to do? And can anybody think of any other companies that have delayed games like this?
What is that company's name that made Cyberpunk?
CD Projekt Red.
They had to delay that game for so long, but it's also understandable why they. I think that this is a good example of why they should have delayed it. I understand why they didn't delay it because of consumers crying out saying that they want it regardless of how finished it is.
Yeah, now it's biting them in the ass. So there was a multitude of things that happened with Cyberpunk. It was, yes, the fans were getting bloodthirsty, but the developers were also being pushed by the the higher ups. Get it out. There's our money. It's all waiting for us. Get it out there.
We'll fix it later.
Basically, they didn't care about that. Obviously the game developers probably did. And that's the thing. It sucks that the developers got a lot of shit for that because I honestly believe it wasn't their fault. When it comes to
really for them.
Here's the thing though, CD Projekt Red also kind of shot themselves in the foot. So your game's not ready. Why are you advertising the shit out of it?
God, they had the hype train fucking with the raging boners. That's how much they were advertising it.
So when the game came out buggy because they're like, shit, we gotta get out. It was kind of their fault. You kept building hype and people kept getting pissed because you couldn't stick to a damn deadline. And so you said, fuck it, release it. And now look, your game is now technically forever your game is going to be forever known for a bad release. Like people say, you can delay a game all you want because it will come out as a good game. But if you release a bad game, it's going to be bad forever.
Bad forever is a bit much.
I can't remember the actual quote. Someone fix it.
I was going to add, when was their initial release date going to be? With the delays keep stacking.
I found it. Shigeru Miyamoto. A delayed game is eventually good. A bad game is bad forever. That's what I was trying to say.
Thank you, interesting Japanese man that I don't remember exactly the face that matches the name.
Shigeru? He's Nintendo boy.
Okay, do you think I know people by name?
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, I work a night shift. I don't know anything.
What were you trying to say? I'm sorry.
I'm saying that they were gonna delay it for even longer, but then the fans pushed them to release it early, right?
Yep.
When were they going to release it if they didn't delay it?
Nobody knows. That never came out because they did want to release it at that time, but they started running into problems. A lot of the problems they had was making sure that old gen was going to work with new gen. No. Sorry, let me get that backwards. So once the new gen consoles release, I believe they scrambled to make sure it worked on new gen and that it was going to look good on new gen. Because they were building this game for the Xbox One and PS4. Once the new gens got released, they're like, shit. They basically stopped working on the old platforms and worked on the new ones.
Change of plans, boys. Shifting gears.
Basically, and so when the game... If they were going to do this weird thing, what they should have done was, they should have done the Marvel's Avengers technique, release the game for this gen, and provide a free upgrade for the next gen. Next gen's not even out for Marvel's Avengers yet, I believe. I believe it's coming out in a couple weeks. But that's what I would have done, because then at least the game would have worked on old gen.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say something.
I was adding on to what you said about the Avengers. I was saying as of time of recording this.
Yeah.
May 15th. I'm sorry.
So, what do you think? Do you think hearing that Breakpoint was a total shit show? And I just want to put in quotes, by the way, if you like Breakpoint, that's okay. If I'm going to be honest, me and James really like Breakpoint because of all the updates. Yeah. When it first released, though, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you, it was shit. The RNG should have never came to Breakpoint, and I'm glad that immersive mode is here. And because I have not touched the I have not touched the loot box shit since.
Yeah, when I started the game, I came into the game when the AI teammates were back. They put the AI teammates back. I didn't even know that the AI teammates were gone.
I played the entire game as it first came out and beat it. And then when immersive mode came out, I was like, screw it, I'll restart the game and check it out, see how it is. Man, like I said, I'll never go back. It's so much better.
I do find myself going back to Wildlands a little bit more than Breakpoint, though.
See, that's my thing. I have Wildlands because I just got Ubisoft Plus. Yes, I'm a Ubisoft slut. As much as I'm bitching about these guys, I'm sorry, I gotta pick the shiniest turd out of all of them. I like Ubisoft, the company, more. Please sponsor this show. Anyway,
I'm a whore for Ubisoft.
Yeah, anyway, basically. What was I saying?
Basically, it's weird because the gunplay, me and James were talking about, the gunplay in Breakpoint is so good. Absolutely so good. It feels good. Sniping, mwah. It's all I want to do. But then I have teammates like James and his brother who are like, I'm going to attack them with a helicopter and alert the whole base. And they're going to know where I am all of a sudden.
We were your air support, and anyway, I'm also someone that snipes. I played Panther, for God's sake, the stealth class.
James, you know what you and me need to do then, if it's just you and me playing one day?
What?
Sniping team. I'll get the binoculars, and you get the sniper, or vice versa.
Oh my Christ.
Yeah! We'll gilly up and everything.
The thing about these kind of open world shooters, like Breakpoint and Wildlands, is that if you do not have similar playstyles, then they contradict each other and they end up screwing each other over.
When it comes to people I'm playing with, I played with people who like to go loud, and I played with people who like to go stealthy. I try to find a mix for the two. It doesn't help that I'm restarting the game, and I'm currently trying to get all my stuff back, guns. I'm trying to level up the skill, the tactics. So it sucks because I use Echelon and Sniper and Panther. They're all stealth-based. So I'm
just find my way through the game.
No, screw you. No, shut up. Time savers, never again. Don't ever fucking do that again. I swear to God. But no, it's funny because I'll be trying to do my stealth kills, especially for Echelon. I need like 60 stealth kills, and then James and his fucking brother come in with a helicopter, blasting Fortunate Son, basically. And I'm just sitting there like... So it's like, holy shit! I'm just trying to get 60 kills, please! I want
just
my pistol!
Good in rockets.
Yeah, and they can't hear me because, you know, rockets nonstop. Whole base is dead as I set up my sniping spot.
Oh, the whole base just shoots mortars on your position.
Well, that was the thing. I know we're getting a little bit off topic here, and I apologize, but I just need to share this. We went to one of the behemoths, and James and his brother went to go distract the behemoth so I can just parachute in real quick and grab the M4 because I wanted the M4. I parachute in. I never got spotted. They were distracting it. Fucker locks on to me with the mortars. I'm like, you didn't even see me, but because my teammates were alerting the thing, it knew where I was.
It must be a mother has eyes on the back of its head.
I was so mad. I'm like, well, at least I got my M4. Just want to say, I did get the M4. But then I died immediately. Okay, so let's try to go back. So, Jester, hearing what I basically told you, you were talking about the bugs. Do you think Ubisoft made a good decision? Or do you think it was all publicity stuff? Or do you think what you think?
I think that the decision was made with the idea of fixing all the problems that Breakpoint had with their next upcoming games, but it just fell short. Oh, again and again and again. I think that they overshot themselves, like with delaying themselves, thinking that they can get everything fixed when they didn't fix everything. I don't think it was a publicity stunt. Jesus Christ.
Publicity.
You're almost there. You're almost there. A pissing stunt. So I can understand the logic with the bugs. Do you think they had any plans on fixing the lack of content?
I can't say for certain. I actually never played.
No, I understand. That's why I'm telling you the story.
Yeah. I think that content takes longer than bug fixes.
Which it does. It makes sense.
So I would say that, I mean, if they want to add more content, then they would have to have done that a long time ago.
All right. So I can see, yeah, they definitely fixed their quality. Then it's just fun. Because, yes.
The lack of content was just their mistake from before Breakpoint was even a thing.
Right. You think the whole game... Yeah, because they usually had the game planned out like, oh, we're going to have this stuff. Not this amount of content. Sorry, I wanted to change my wording. Basically, we have this plot. We want this to be the setting. They have all that ready.
Anyway, I got this new anime plot.
This guy in a pig mask comes up to this girl, and she's got huge honkas.
Some serious donkers.
And he's got Tommy Jarvis's face, and he's ready to punch you.
I don't think any delay is for content ever. If you see a delay happening and you're expecting, oh, they're gonna add more content to it, no. The only type of content they'd be adding is like skins.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I didn't think that a delay would. To me, a delay would be looking at everything, especially after Breakpoint. So, yeah, I didn't think about that. Because, like I said, yes, there were basically not a lot of bugs in Watchdogs Legion. Probably one of the cleanest games to come out in 2020. It's just there was nothing to do. I haven't even beaten it. I bought this game a week after it came out. I was a fanboy for this game. I love the Watchdogs series.
It's a fun-looking game.
But this game? No. I will say this: the single player is what turned me away from the game. I have heard, if you're looking on the screen on our YouTube, GB Sky Gaming, I have heard the online is really good. It's basically kind of like The Division, only without loot. Basically, it's a co-op shooter, which I mean sounds pretty good, and I might check it out. I just wish I had friends.
Oh yeah, sucks for you.
James, what do you think? You've been relatively quiet. You play Breakpoint, so that'd be good to hear your side.
I mean,
I
feel like if you have to delay your game, you should compensate specifically the people that have pre-ordered it. And, try and add something on to make up for it. Not just cosmetics, like Jester said.
Like, what do you mean? Like, add more content for people that pre-ordered it?
Well, no, just in the game as a whole, add more content. If you
Uh,
delayed your game because your last game was shitty, learn from the mistake, and
I see what he's saying. So basically, here's the three biggest issues: lack of content, bugs, and completely changing the whole game type. All Ubisoft heard was completely changing the whole game type and bugs.
yeah.
That's what
Well,
he's saying. I understand what he's saying.
The thing is, there's a chance that they did hear content, but they figure out we don't have enough. If they want to add more content, then that's an even longer delay, which means even less money going towards them, which means even less money going towards the project.
But wouldn't that have been a better idea? I don't know. It's definitely whoever the higher ups need to think. Of course, their first thought is always going to be money. People make video games to make money. That's just a fact.
It's the artist for the passion. It's the actual
exactly
passion.
Yeah, you can be a
do it for money.
Yes. I was going to say, you can be a game dev and you can love what you do. Look at indie developers. Great fucking examples because they don't have companies or they have a small publisher. You can see people who love their games. Well, hopefully, unless you make skyscraping building simulator, which is the worst rated game on Steam.
Not gonna say Minecraft. Minecraft's a fun game.
Well, Notch made Minecraft out of passion, and then Microsoft bought it.
Damn you, Microsoft.
Yeah, and now the server bullshit. But basically, yeah. When it comes to this, it's definitely a hard decision. As I said in the beginning, I'm not completely hating on Ubisoft. I did just buy Ubisoft Plus, so clearly I don't hate them.
Actually, that's a lie. We don't hate Ubisoft. We also just really get really moist for Ubisoft as well.
That's what I want to... Yeah, I was going to point that out. The reason... For anyone curious, the reason why Ubisoft is my favorite turd out of the shit pile, they had some pretty good ideas.
Yeah, gems.
It's just they suck at making them a reality. Knights, Viking, Samurai. Oh, man, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's poorly balanced. God damn it, Ubisoft. Breakpoint, a survival shooter. That sounds amazing. Ubisoft, we lied. Watchdogs Legion, control anyone in London. Holy shit, that's gonna be the biggest game ever. There ain't nothing to do with it.
I was gonna say, like,
their ideas are too big for their eyes are too big for their mouth.
I'm scared. I'm scared what they're gonna do with Star Wars.
That's right. Ubisoft's the next in line to make a Star Wars game.
Oh God, I don't even want to know.
And it's single player, and it's an RPG.
So, on one side of the table, looking at Ubisoft's past and seeing how many mistakes they've made, and the reasons why they delayed games, and seeing how their delayed games have turned out, makes me worried. On the other hand, I still somewhat trust Ubisoft. It's a love-hate relationship that I have with Ubisoft. I would rather Ubisoft be working on this than Bethesda.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bethesda, they wouldn't release it in our lives. I'm serious. Oh, you guys are going to make a Star Wars game? How long are you going to have the license? Todd Howard, yes.
I'm just waiting for...
Forever. You wanted it back, right? No, we don't do that here.
I'm waiting for Elder Scrolls 6, don't at me.
Dude, I'm really curious how it's gonna look. Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be the biggest game of the decade, whatever decade it comes out in. And oh my god, if it does bad, I think that's it for Bethesda. Actually, no. I don't think it's gonna do bad because, Microsoft now owns them, so Microsoft's gonna tell them to play test their shit.
Yeah. Well, they always have their Fallout series to kind of back up on.
I don't know, 76 kind of halted that train.
I mean, to be fair, they can always just, on their next Fallout game, kind of fix their mistakes, which... I don't know.
Is Bethesda smart enough to learn from their mistakes?
I mean, I don't know. How many mistakes have they made?
Yes.
About 76.
Get it?
I know! I'm funny!
Oh my god, I'm pissing and crying and shitting and coming.
I don't think you'd be alive. There ain't nothing left.
I'm bleeding.
Just take a screenshot.
What?
You see a crying mess.
I really, really, really hope that Far Cry 6 does good. I am one of those fanboys that are freaking out over it because of the whole it's a revolution setting, like there's probably going to be war in the streets. It's in a I don't know where, but I believe it's somewhere, and I'm not going to say the name so I don't offend anyone, but I believe it's somewhere that's pretty war-torn. So I'm expecting just a lot of combat. Like I need to hide in the alleys to avoid fighting. And the story is a great thing. Like, you're the son of the dictator that's
during World War II.
And you're the son. Fucking history joke. Go fuck yourself. And you're the son of the dictator that's ruling this war-torn area. It just sounds good. And it's like, please don't fuck it up.
I don't want to play as a kid. I'm gonna be real with you.
Dude, that kid is your character.
God damn it. How am I supposed to look at bitches and, like, as a kid, thinking, like, I can't, there's no immersion at that point.
You're like 18, you donkey.
The chicks will be looking down at you and say, "Aw, you cutie."
Jesus Christ.
And pinch your cheeks.
Jester over here getting ready to simp.
They ain't going to look over and go, "Damn, I'd fuck that."
I mean, they might if
I don't
you
think
got a fucking...
if you were an adult, Jester.
Hey. Actually, yeah, you might be right.
Jester, I'm gonna be real with you. They might if you have a 12 gauge to their head. Fucking Christ. Anyway.
Intriguing.
Yes, the FBI.
All right. What might you do?
Interdesting.
Interdesking, is that what I just heard you say?
Investing.
Investing.
That's a good the best trading utensil, aiming a 12 gauge at somebody.
I won't ever have a 12 gauge. That shit will hurt my shoulder. Anyway, can we get back?
I mean, I've fired a 12 gauge. It does indeed hurt your shoulder.
Anyway, can we get back?
As well.
It depends on where you aim.
So it's funny that Breakpoint delayed all these games. Another game that they delayed was Valhalla. And that seems to be doing okay.
I see a lot of positive reviews about that game.
I do see a lot of positive reviews, so I think that one did good. I know it came out with a lot of bugs, though, including mine. Yeah. I had a game-breaking bug. You couldn't complete a mission. That's part of the story. So, there we go. That's the thing. So why did Watchdogs Legion get the clean bugs and then Valhalla failed? So... it's weird. It's like Breakpoint. It's like Ubisoft tried to right their wrongs, and then right after they did that, quote unquote, with Legion, they went right back to their normal shit.
Not back to your daily program.
Not back to your daily bug. You can't beat the game. That sucks. I don't remember asking. You gave me $60. You fix it. They have fixed the bug that I had to deal with, yes. But I still see plenty of comments when they're like, "Oh, we're releasing our next expansion." And they're like, "Dude, I can't even beat the original game."
Let's say.
And it's like, nice what the hell?
Asshole.
Nice expansion. I bet if I play it, it will fucking brick the computer. You know, another thing that I'm shocked didn't get delayed. So, ooh, this will be interesting, James. I didn't even think of this. Rainbow Six Siege Quarantine got their shit delayed. For Honor didn't.
Yeah.
For Honor was planned that year to have 2 heroes come out with an event for each hero. And I just realized, I'm like, they didn't delay that.
For Honor devs OP confirmed. All right, thank you guys. And
it's just interesting. Like I said, it's a very interesting situation that Ubisoft did. And like I said, we don't hate Ubisoft. I basically just wanted to hear what other people think, because it's very interesting that Breakpoint wanted to right their wrongs. Right after Legion, they went back to their wrongs. And just thinking that right now, it's very interesting because what's going to happen with the Star Wars game? I remember when Ubisoft was announced they're making the next Star Wars game, The reactions were mixed, honestly. There was no, oh, yay. So basically, there was a yay because EA isn't making it, and we all know how that's gone.
About fucking time.
Yeah.
And then there's like, oh shit, it's still Ubisoft.
It's like a tier down. The list.
That's like being like, oh yeah, I escaped Stalin's war camp, and then I went to Hitler's. Like,
yes,
it's
I
interesting.
escaped a mass murderer. Then we go join this other mass murderer.
It's just interesting. Like I said, we don't hate the companies, just very intrigued on what's going to happen to the future of Ubisoft. Obviously, the company's not going to go under. But for the love of God, please fix Assassin's Creed and don't fuck up the Star Wars game.
It's a very abusive relationship.
Absolutely, it feels like
They
it.
give us shitty games, we buy them, cry.
We buy them, cry, they say they'll do better, they don't.
And then we just kind of bend over.
Then the cycle just continues.
Yeah.
That's
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, that's basically all I had to say about this. Like I said, just really wanted opinions because I remember thinking of this topic idea and I'm like, oh my god, am I the only one that's thinking this? Like, is Ubisoft ever actually going to change?
A question I would ask is there a time where delaying is a good idea?
I mean, if I'm going to be honest, it's like the quote I read earlier. You should always delay your game if you don't think it's ready. And if you thought, I don't know, whoever thought Valhalla was ready to be released needs to be fired. I'm sorry. That's just a fact.
I thought it was ready.
Whoever, here, right before we wrap this up, whoever is in charge of the Just Dance games that come out bug-free and perfect, put them in charge of, like, everything else.
Of course.
Because when the Just Dance games come out, they never have any bugs. And it's like, dude,
God.
let's go.
Because there's not much of a game to fuck with.
I mean,
Dude.
I still want his quality check.
Don't at me with Just Dances and freaking Never Gonna Give You Up.
Dude, I'll let you just dance to my Fuser playlist. I'll make you a song to dance to.
Dude, Just Dance XXX Syntaxion.
And Taxion, bro.
Yeah.
Isn't it Tenacious or something?
I don't fucking know.
XXX Tenacious.
Tenacious
Dude.
D.
Doesn't
Tenacious.
say-
Jack Black is in the rap game now, boys.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jublinski raps.
I listen to Juice WRLD, so I don't really give a shit. Anyways,
All right, so Jester, James, you guys got anything else you want to add to this?
I still wear my medals with pride.
I wear my Ubisoft medal with pride,
I'll beat
even
you
though
I'll
they
beat you
abuse
both.
me.
I'll beat you both. I still own Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah,
I don't have
understand
money.
that. I don't sell my soul to the devil, so.
So another short one coming from me. So another short one coming from me. Apologies for that, but I just want to thank everybody for watching. Tune in for episode 9. It'll be me and Morgear and a bunch of other friends talking about AI in video games. That should be interesting to see the evolution of it. And then don't forget to tune in 2 weeks, our season finale of the FrameRate Podcast Season 1. We're bringing everybody in, and we'll figure out something to talk about. So everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Have a good night, day, whatever time you're watching this, and I will see you next week.